mic's on. All right, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a Falcon and the Winter Soldier review video. We are going to be reviewing episode 5. So if you guys haven't seen that, spoiler alert. Also, if you guys think that my background looks a little different, it does. I'm usually on Michelle's side of the bed. Today I'm on my side. I actually think that it just looks better. The light carries a little bit better. I also have these curtains on my side that are very reflective, so makes the light travel a little bit farther, and I just like the way it looks. So I think I'm gonna like put a little shelf up there and kind of have stuff behind me, and so I don't have to have like that just on my bed and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's how the setup looks. Cool. All right, let's jump into the video. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5. If you have not seen it, go ahead and watch that first and then come on back here. All right. All right, guys, I'm sorry that this is coming out late. I was at a birthday party today, and it is now currently 9, so I'm hoping to get this out by Saturday, April 17th. But if I do not get it out by then, I'll have a little short video up for you guys. I'll probably stream today as well, just so that you guys have something on the channel regardless. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So episode 5 probably has the best, single-handedly the best opener of any of the Marvel shows so far, any of the Marvel movies so far. I think it has the best opening scene. Like, this opening scene, I think, definitely rivals like the opening scene from Avengers Age of Ultron, where they're kind of have that slow-mo fighting scene and stuff like that. I think this beats that. I think the choreography for this was great. The stunt choreography, the fighting choreography, on point. Sebastian Stan, that's one of the things that he does amazingly. He's really, really good at stunt choreography. So I think he shines in that specific opening sequence. So what I'm talking about, for you guys who haven't seen it, which I don't recommend watching this video if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, I'm talking about that amazing fight scene between Bucky, the Winter Soldier, Sam, Falcon, and John Walker, Captain America, US agent, more likely. And then for you guys, just so you know, I do have some notes on my girlfriend's phone here, so if I'm looking off to the side, it's because I'm looking at my notes. I'm taking this seriously, you know? Sorry for the cars outside. Kind of a lot of stuff going on tonight. It's a heavy, I think, protesting day. Love that people can go out and express their feelings and express their views on everything, and I just hope that it stays peaceful, and I hope that everybody's safe. But besides that, let's go ahead and keep talking about this. So the only thing that I really did not like about this opening scene was that Bucky and Sam have so many years of experience on John, yet John somehow is kicking their ass. I don't understand how that works. I don't understand how that worked out. I don't even understand how, like, I think the fight between Sam and John would have been kind of equal, let alone the fight between Bucky and John. That fight, I think Bucky should win that fight hands down every single time. He has years and years and years and years, literal like lifetimes under his belt of fighting and killing and being an assassin and being ruthless. And yeah, he might be holding back because he doesn't want to kill John Walker, And you might be able to argue that both Falcon and Winter Soldier are holding back in that moment because they don't want to really hurt John Walker. And John Walker is going full out, like, I'll kill you guys to keep my shield. So you could make that argument, but I just really think that they should have been able to kind of subdue him, or even like just beat his ass in general without much of a fight. And then like kind of backing that up is this scene in the last episode where John Walker gets his ass beat by the Dora Milaje. He gets his ass handed to him by the Dora Milaje, and both Bucky and Sam are able to kind of hold their own against them better than John Walker. So I just think that goes to show that they are way more skilled at hand-to-hand combat. So I think that this fight against John Walker should not have gone the way it did. They all ultimately did win, which I think they would have won for sure, but I think they should have won hands down versus how close of a fight it actually was. But going off of that, something else I have in my notes here was the fact that I love that it made sense that Sam all of a sudden wanted to fight for the shield. He saw that shield that his best friend carried, and the shield that his best friend gave to him and passed down to him, and the shield that has so many good memories and so many great ideas behind it, and the shield that he had just gave a speech about how that shield is not really its own symbol, but it's more of a symbol of Steve, of Captain America. So like seeing that symbol of his best friend kind of be used in a way that he knows that Steve would have never agreed with and Steve would have never done, I think gives him a reason to say, hey, you know what, Bucky's right, that shield, I don't know if I want it to be with me, but I know it damn sure is not going to be with you. So I think that kind of having that death in the previous episode right at the end really leads into this episode nicely and leads into that fight nicely because it gives it a lot of purpose. And then moving on from that, Cap gets uncapped in this. Just John Walker no longer holds the mantle of Captain America according to the United States government. As we see in the end credits of this episode, he does not feel that way. He's creating his own Captain America shield. Obviously not going to be vibranium, but I had this idea of thinking no one can be Steve Rogers, no one can be Captain America the way that Captain America was Captain America. So no one can kind of have that complete package of being, one, a great person, two, a super soldier, and three, having that vibranium shield. That package really kind of made Cap. So yeah, that's just kind of my 2 cents about that situation. I think that there's always going to be something missing, and that's just what makes Captain America special. All right, going on from that, there's this new villain that not a lot of people knew who the hell it was. They knew who the actress was, but nobody really knew who the villain was. At least you didn't really know if you're just like watching the movies or watching the shows, and not really deep into Marvel lore, into the comics. But this new villain is someone who has been part of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point, has been part of Hydra at some point, has been love interest with Nick Fury at some point. So a lot of different ways they could go with this character, but we'll see where they take it. I I'm thinking that she's probably going to be part of Hydra. But yeah, so there's that. And then Sam leaves his broken wings with Torres, but takes the shield. To me, that signifies that he's saying goodbye to the Falcon persona, not really caring about his equipment anymore, at least the wings, but caring more about that shield and taking up that shield, so taking up that Captain America title, but kind of pushing his Falcon title to the side a little bit. This makes me think that maybe Torres is going to fix those wings. Maybe he's going to be set up to be the next Falcon. So Torres does become the Falcon in the comics, and that's why I'm thinking that the wings being left with him is kind of a nod to that, saying, hey, he is going to become Falcon in this MCU as well. And then Bucky hands over Zemo, so he gets sent to the raft. I thought it was kind of interesting that the Dora Milaje are the ones overseeing the raft prison, kind of the raft making its return from, I believe it was in Civil War, right at the end where everybody was kind of in jail and then Cap breaks them out. Oh, I also had that it's really important that Zemo doesn't get killed off. I think there is only one other baddie of the MCU who doesn't get killed off, or does get killed off, but keeps making a return, and that is Loki. I think they're setting up Zemo to essentially be this next phase's Loki, kind of having a lower level, more grounded MCU villain who eventually will become an anti-villain and eventually will become a hero. So maybe we will get a Zemo dancing spin-off eventually in the future, but we'll have to see what happens. But I do think it's great news for, I think his name is Daniel. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's great news for the guy who plays Zemo. I think they're planning on keeping him around for a while. Him getting sent to the raft essentially puts him exactly back where he was prior to this show, which is behind bars. So not too big of a deal for him. Isaiah Bradley talks to Sam, and kind of that whole conversation was amazing. Having two people of color on screen talking about the Black experience, I think is something that we need to see more of. So I think that was great. Kudos to Marvel for having the balls to do that and pulling it off, I think, very gracefully. Bucky asked Wakanda to make Sam a new suit. I think because Bucky's the one that asked Wakanda to do it, I think it's gonna have some Falcon inspirations, like maybe he'll have his wings. But because at this point Sam is very much thinking, hey, Bucky is very much thinking, hey, I want Sam to be the next Cap. I want Sam to be the one that holds that title, not John Walker. Because he's in this headspace, I think he very much had Wakanda make Sam a Falcon-inspired Captain America suit. So, I am very excited to see how that plays out in the last episode. But Bucky and Sam have a heart-to-heart as well, just kind of tossing the shield like best friends. And they really get on a deeper level with their friendship, so I think that that's going to play out, and I think their relationship and their dynamic is going to be something that's going to evolve over the next movies, and I'm really excited to see that. We also learn something that I had been wondering about, and that is that Sam, while Sam was the one getting the shield, Bucky knew more than Sam did at that point in Endgame, because Bucky knew that Sam was getting the shield. Bucky said that he and Steve talked about what to do with the shield, and that they talked about what was going to happen, and that is why at that moment kind of Bucky was saying that he was gonna miss him, and he had like all this emotion, when Sam was just like, all right, well, I'll see you in a little bit. So Bucky knew more than Sam in that moment. Bucky knew that Cap was going to come back and give him the shield. Maybe didn't know that he was going to come back as Old Man Cap, but he knew that he was going to come back and give the shield down to Sam. So that's something that seems like it's a mutual decision that they kind of came together and made together. So for all of you who are saying that Sam shouldn't have the shield and that Bucky should, Bucky helped make the decision. So really, Bucky helped hand down the shield to Sam as well. So no harm, no foul. It's all right. They also fixed Sam's boat. That was a big chunk of this episode, and I think that, as weird as it sounds, having that kind of laid back and relaxed vibe for a big chunk of the episode, with like little like kind of, I don't know, like a little family montage type funny scenario type stuff, was really, really adorable with both of them, and kind of took their friendship to another level as well. So I think this was like a really relationship building episode for Bucky and Sam, and I liked it. I digged it. Like, it slowed down the tempo a little bit. It was action packed at the beginning, and then the rest of it was kind of just like, take time to build this relationship up between Sam and Bucky. And I think that it's important to build that relationship up, because until this point, like they kind of reference in the episode, they were just two guys with a mutual friend. And now that mutual friend is gone, so now they're just two guys. But now they're just friends, and you get a sense of that, the fact that they are just friends now. They started out as two guys with a mutual friend, and eventually became two guys and then co-workers, and they're going to become best friends, and you can kind of get a sense of that. And I think they get a sense of that themselves in this episode. So I'm really happy to see their friendship thrive, and I'm happy that Bucky has Sam and Sam has Bucky. It kind of makes you, I wouldn't say it makes you forget about Cap, because Chris Evans, like, how could you forget about Cap? Like, he's Captain America. So there's no way you can forget about him, but it makes you think like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, it's all right without Cap being in it. Like, these two can carry on that shield and carry on that legacy. Even if Sam is the one that's carrying the shield, they can both play a part in carrying on that legacy of Steve Rogers. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. This video is longer than I thought. It kind of was a lot to talk about in this episode, even though not too much happened. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this episode. I would give it probably a 9 out of 10. The reason I give it a 9 out of 10 is because it has that action, hits off real strong in the beginning, and then from there on out, it gives you story, and it gives you kind of character development and relationship building, which is something that you don't really get in just a 2-hour movie or a 3-hour movie. So I think that this show, taking time to flesh out the relationship between Bucky and Sam a little bit, is a great thing to do. And I love that they took almost an entire episode to pretty much do just that. So yeah, that's why I give it a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next video. Peace out, take care, keep each other safe. Love you.